Thank you very much, Alex, for the words, for the kind words. These are my first opening words in English, so I hope you can understand that I will take a look at my manuscript and you will not expect it, but I'm very an analog kid today, wearing my glasses, having a manuscript on paper, and also having a book. Let's see. So I'm currently the director of the Leibniz School of Education. And the Leibniz School of Education is a binding element for teacher education at the Leibniz University of Hanover. We have 6 faculties that are participating in teacher education, and we try to develop innovative and sustainable strategies for expanding research on teaching and teacher education, and also for improving teacher professionalization. At the same time, as a lot of you here, you can see, know me, I'm also professor of chemistry education at the Institute for Science Education. One of the institutes that are applicants for this project, SoMeCliCS. And so I'm somewhat familiar with this project, but however, being familiar with this project does not prevent me from having alternative conceptions. When I look at this acronym SoMeCliCS, so the first time when I heard this acronym, what comes into my mind, what this will be, SoMeCliCS. The first idea was how many clicks does a learner need from web page to web page to achieve adequate information about an area of interest, SoMeCliCS. But then I learned that some means social media. And okay, social media. To what extent does being familiar of using social media influence this research strategies to come to an information needed? And can young people be described as digital natives by using social media? That might be different from being digital native by using the traditional World Wide Web. It's more in traditional media, like a book for us, for the students, I think. And can young people be described as digital natives in a different way as we describe digital natives with our concept of using digital media? Perhaps my original concept is not so far away from what the project aims really for, because I saw at the program for today and also from many posters and presentations that media literacy is really one of the topics still. But, however, I then realized that there are other perspectives on social media and social media networks, like information and disinformation, influencing meaning making, and argumentation on scientific topics. And this is where I come with my book. When I was a teacher in mathematics education, mathematics in school, I often used this book, So lügt man mit Statistik, How I Lie with Statistics, from Walter Krämer. He's still a professor at the Technical University in Dortmund. And he introduces the preface of this book with one quote from Mark Twain. Get your facts first, and then you can distort them as you please. He just presents a lot of examples there, really interesting, fascinating, and they make you curious by looking at the newspaper in a different way. How you can just make meaning of data in your own way. A simple example is also from my youth, I think. Think of a famous tennis player. You can name him B. At one point in his career, you can say he never lost a single set against a left-handed player. And at the same time, you also can say he also never won a game against the left-handed player. At that time, both statements are true. They are true as long as he never ever played a game against a left-handed player. So, get your facts first, and then you can distort them as you please. You can make a hero out of the tennis player B. He never ever lost a set. Or you can make a loser. He never won a game at the same moment. The attempt to form an opinion by choosing an appropriate representation or by manipulating data, by ignoring facts, or even by making claims that are hard to be proved immediately is not new. It has therefore long been an important topic of school education in many subjects. However, compared to the time when this book was published, in the early 1990s, you can also say, like Mark Twain, in the last century, disinformation or information processes has changed in many dimensions, for instance, in dimensions like speed or consequences. Speed, well, this book still has examples that relies on newspaper or TV news. We can now access new information about every topic in every minute we like. And consequences, if errors were detected in a newspaper, maybe addressed by a reader's letter, the errors were corrected 1 week later in the next issue maybe. Nowadays, when attention is drawn to an error or mistake, it will start at best the discussion about the potential error or mistake by purpose or by accident. We also more or less tend to look for the information presented in a way that serves us the best. So we just look for information just to claim or statement. The player B is the best or is the loser. So we can look for this information every second, and vice versa. Social media networks can be used to bring desired information to target groups. So echo chambers and filter bubbles are products of the new generation and are addressed in this project that made this project, SoMeCliCS, a very important project for the future. SoMeCliCS exemplary focuses on the climate change. These are the second part of this acronym, CLICS, Climate Change and Science Education. It's a very topical issue, but it is also characterized by complexity. And for a lot of learners, it is very difficult to understand, to work with it, and it often gives learners the feeling of powerlessness to change anything in their living world. And this can make them very vulnerable to the goals of others, to institutions or social medias. This is actually why it is important to address the issue, this topic, climate change and social media. It requires developing a consistent and sustainably justifiable attitude to this topic together with the learners. I have another quotation from this book. It was from Friedrich Hebbel. It's a dramatist and lyricist out of a region very well known by me from Dithmarschen. This is, I have to read it first in German. I'm very cautious because it's very difficult. Es gibt keine reine Wahrheit, aber ebenso wenig einen reinen Irrtum. Es gibt keine reine Wahrheit, aber ebenso wenig einen reinen Irrtum. Er hätte es auch anders ausdrücken können. Could have pronounced it difficultly, but he did it in his own way, on purpose. In English, there's no such thing as pure truth, but neither is there such a thing as pure error. And in terms of meaning-making in social media, we have to be very attentive by just claiming something like fake news. There's something behind everything that must be taken seriously. We cannot ignore it. So come back to Leibniz School of Education for the opening words. It is important for the Leibniz School of Education to set up teacher education broadly in basic research and in education-related transfer to the society, especially if it means collaboration between different disciplines. And we have here a collaboration project with a lot of institutes and different faculties. So the project SoMeCliCS can be seen as an excellent prototype in all these areas. It also addresses important cross-cutting issues in teacher education, like education for sustainable development and digital transformation, and both will be addressed in future teacher education as our new curricular requirements of our federal state address that to be implemented in teacher education. The Leibniz School of Education has already started to integrate these topics. Teaching Change is one of the projects where we address, together with the Green Office at our university, how to present subject-specific contributions to the education for sustainable development. And again, SoMeCliCS is an example of best practice to support this project. Yeah, to come to an end, we have a really great program. I saw it this evening also and tomorrow at the symposium with an impressive spectrum of many attractive contributions, and I wish all of you a lot of fun and constructive discussions. Thank you very much.